Good afternoon, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is going to be our trailer reaction for Dune Part 2. I'm Night. Go. How many moons are on?
This world is beyond cruelty. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred alongside my father.
Your father didn't believe in revenge. We
No,
believe
but
I do.
in Fremen.
Let me fight beside you.
Reload!
Fascinating.
He said that. I got that.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
Ooh, Paul's got skills.
You young pup.
Do you believe in Paul?
There are signs.
Why is that a bad thing?
Such a
Use
great-
it.
Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it. Johnny, do you believe in me?
Paul Atreides is still alive.
Hello.
Deal with this prophet. Show me who you are.
Yep.
Your father. Was a weak man.
You're gonna die now. Oh boy. Old.
I will do what must be done.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
I will love you as long as I breathe.
Johnny is a badass.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe.
Jesus Christ, freaking epic looking is this.
Duke of
Body.
Arrakis.
Long live the fighters.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, we're blowing up everything. I try not to cuss in trailer action. Fucking beans, Jesus.
So everybody that wasn't in the first movie is in the second one.
Well, I knew
Everybody
about
in-
Christopher Walken, and I knew about Austin Butler, and I knew about Florence Pugh.
Flip you. Yeah.
Which I'm going to start with Christopher Walken. I'm trying to wrap my Christopher Walken's a great actor. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I was going to say a gazillion years, but that's not really fair. But he is not who I saw as the Emperor. But now that I've seen him on the screen, he's the Emperor.
Yeah.
Emperor Satine the Sixth, I think is what it is. But it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
After seeing
I don't know that I had anybody, specifically in my head. I think that
Max von Sydow,
yeah,
but he unfortunately passed away.
yeah. I mean, that's so Christopher Walken kind of fits that.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna get Hertz from Mandalorian, Herzog.
Oh, yeah.
Was it not
Warner
actually-
Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
That'd
there you
be
go.
a
He's
good
not
choice too.
actually an actor, but he is an actor.
Yeah. That's a good choice too. Actually, the epicness of what we thought we were going to get in the first one, which is a much more of a smaller story,
Mhm.
because it's really the first act in a 3-act story. You get the fall of Arrakis and the Harkonnens coming in and taking over, and then the second one is the Fremen taking Arrakis back, and then Dune Messiah, which is what I hope that they're kind of going towards, is Paul falling victim to all the power he gets.
Right.
And I love that they're leaning into that in this trailer. He is so afraid of the power that he has and the visions that he's having. And is he the actual Kwisatz Haderach?
Mhm.
You know, is he all of that weighs is weighing on him, and they're showing that in the trailer.
Yeah. And I mean, anybody with a conscience, which his father raised,
Yep.
would feel that way.
Yeah.
But it's fate, destiny, whatever. It's going to happen. Just you're along for the ride.
And as much as Paul, the way they're showing it here, as much as Paul doesn't want it, everyone around him believes in him.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily that he is fulfilling the prophecy, and although I like the point of
Jessica?
Zendaya's character, whose name is it's left my head.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
it's right there. Christopher Walken.
Werner Herzog.
Her saying, you know, we have these prophecies, and it could be just an edit of the trailer, but then Paul, these prophecies control us.
Yeah.
And Paul saying in the next bit, saying they're not prophecies, they're just stories.
Yeah.
And so even though everyone else live by these ideas of these prophecies, these two are proving that that's not necessarily how they view the world, but everyone around them believes in the prophecies, and so they're kind of maybe going to be forced into fulfilling that prophecy, even if
Right.
they don't want to walk that path.
I mean, it's, you know, it's a story as old as time that, you know, the younger generation doesn't, the older generation, you know, especially like religion or maybe politics, they're like, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. This is how things are going to unfold. This is, you know, what it is. And they want to question that.
Yeah.
However, in this instance, it's real.
Right.
It's
right.
true.
Right.
And as soon as he, you know, drinks the water of life, then, you know, the ball is rolling. It's happening.
There's a couple of shots. If you've read the book and if you've seen the original and you've seen the sci-fi one, you kind of know where the story is going. But there's some shots specifically. There's the Paul walking in the crowd. I'm pretty much sure that's him taking control of the Fremen, and it ties into the speech at the end, long live the fighters. There's definitely a shot in there where he's getting ready to take the water. You know, there's that kind of stuff. There's the fight that comes later on between Faye Rafa and Paul. There's definitely a shot there. So there's all these kind of little visual cues, maybe not necessarily dialogue lines. Well, there is some dialogue lines, but specifically visual cues that we who know the story are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And those who don't know the story are going, wow, this looks amazing because it's epic in scale and scope, and all the shots are big and everything looks practical, and
I would say, I mean,
and Josh Brolin with long hair and
Gurney's alive. I would say that Denny has done a much better job than any of the movies or TV shows that I've seen of explaining these books, this story. With the first one, I would say if anybody isn't familiar with the story, the second one it has the potential to get a little woo.
Yeah.
and you kind of saw that in, you know, I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. So, and it's mystical, and it's, you know,
it's theological, it's magical, it's space fantasy, it's Game of Thrones in space. It's got layers upon layers upon layers upon layers that that Herbert
The guy that wrote the book.
The name. We're terrible on names. We need food and coffee. Coffee is what we need. But he put layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of this, and that's why the book is so dense. And I've done the book twice. I might redo it again. It's just there's so much information, and trying to keep track of all of that, because it jumps around and trying to set up everything. I mean, the book is I think 500 pages, and they're like big freaking pages. It's a big ass book.
Yeah.
So there's so much to do. So when they've ended the first movie, a bunch of people are like, "That's where you got to end it." I'm like, "No, that's where you end it because you need 7 hours to tell this story."
Yeah.
And because there's so much internal dialogue and internal strife that Paul has to go through, but all of that is externally motivated by everyone around him, including his mother, including his father, including the Emperor, including the Harkonnens, including Shati. I think that's right, but I'm not quite right. So there's so much going on, and so it's there's a lot there. That's why I was ballistically pissed off when they didn't. Warner Brothers was like, "Yeah, we're going to do the second one too." They were like, let's wait. Blah, 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 blah. And I want this one to do so well that they are forced to do Messiah.
Yeah.
Because the story is not just about Paul coming to power. It's about Paul rejecting coming to power anyways, and then losing himself because of that power. And he becomes everything that he fought against. And I want that full story told out because some people need to hear that story wrapped up in Star Wars or Doctor Who or Marvel or Dune or Oppenheimer or Barbie or all that kind of stuff. So this is why movies and TV shows are important. So let us know what you thought of this trailer. I can go on and on and on. Let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction to it in the comments down below. Please be nice. Subscribe on here. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Follow us on all the social media stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links to the description down below. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, good night now.